Folks, why don't let's see, let's move to Meg Kerr, Bernie Frezza, and I just, because I neglected to mention it too, we've got a good 20 or so folks signed up, so if folks would, and again, I think the witnesses so far have done a great job, work to keep your testimony as brief as possible. There's folks that are going to come after you that will have to wait, so I'm urging folks to work to keep it to 2 minutes. I'd like to avoid using a timer. That's what we eventually have to get to sometimes. So, but please, everybody, try to be as brief as you can. And so, why don't we start with Meg?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee. Over the past several months, I've had the honor to be working with Chairman Handy and Brown students and Timmons Roberts on this bill and Ken Payne. And I just wanted to speak to one of the points in the bill. I'm supportive, of course, of all of it. I wanted to speak to the public involvement. This bill, throughout its entire texture of this bill, it focuses on public involvement. We all know that climate change is here, that we are all at risk. There are very vulnerable populations. Some of our poorest citizens are maybe more vulnerable than the more wealthy that can take care of themselves. And this is a statewide problem, and as a community, we need to be thinking about it. It's not a problem that scientists are going to be able to solve for us. It's not one that the government agencies can solve alone. It's not one that the private sector can take on. We really have to have a community-wide, a statewide conversation around climate change. And I think it's really critical that we foster that conversation. It is an integral part of this bill, and I won't enumerate all the pieces of it since I know there's lots of people here to speak. But I encourage you to look through it and look for those pieces and appreciate the fact of the importance of that statewide conversation. I also wanted to mention that in my written testimony, I also attached some of the Q&A that we have been putting together as we've been going forward with the bill. And as Ken said, if you have questions about any of this, we're all here and willing to answer questions. Happy to answer questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Meg. Any questions for Meg? Thank you very much, Meg Kerr.